Oh, shit. Right. Let's plug in. Let's plug in. Ooh, can't get it in the hole. There it is. Yeah, it is. Doesn't happen to me all the time. What's up, everybody? Hot Pudge Sunday, one-on-one. I am your host, Pudge Fernandez. Glad to see everybody. Hey, happy Father's Day to all the fathers celebrating, all the moms celebrating with the dads, and everyone else in between. Happy to be here. Here we go. Got a great guest today. Let's hit it off. Let's get it started. Very good friend, very funny comedian. Bringing along a lot of people wondering, why am I bringing a mom on a Father's Day? Why not? Why not? Because if it wasn't for her, there'd be no father, all right? So let's give it up to the moms, too. All right? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a dad on Father's Day, okay? It could be a mom, too. She did the pushing, right? So, fuck. Let's give it some credit. Awesome friend. What's up, Kyle Ocasio, ladies and gentlemen?
I miss you, man. I haven't seen you since, I don't know, since we did probably some horrible show like 10 years ago. No, I haven't been that long. Maybe not that long. But it's been a while.
It's been too long. A lot of things have happened. A lot of things have changed. We're older.
Like what? Everything seems normal. What's happening right now?
Oh, nada. Todo bien. Everything's fine.
There's no civil unrest. There's no COVID.
Oh, I'm happily married. Newsflash. Yeah, see, I love your face. See, that's how long it's been. That's how long it's been.
Did you get remarried?
No, we're good now. We're good. We're good. Look, girl. That's what I say. That's why we need to girl talk. We need to girl talk and catch up.
We do. Well, first of all, happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
How old are your kids now?
22 and 26.
How did that happen?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Do you remember when you got called out as my daughter at a show?
Yes, I do remember that.
Somebody thought.
I remember something strange. Was that in Brooklyn? Was that
Laugh Lounge? Laugh Lounge.
All right.
It was the
Laugh Lounge.
Yeah, rest in peace, Laugh Lounge. Yo, it was the Hot Pudge Sunday show. Shout out to my cousin Brenda, give me a Father's Day. What's up, girl? We need to talk. Hot Pudge Sunday, my show at the Laugh Lounge, and I had you booked, and you checked in, and they thought that you were my daughter, and that was hilarious.
That's gotta be a good confidence booster. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you were happy. You were like, "Oh my God, they thought I was your daughter," and I have like 3 kids. This is great. I'm like, it's like it was a big boost for you. Yes, you were happy.
Oh my God.
But it was hilarious. It was totally hilarious. So great memory.
Do you remember at Laugh Lounge how they had that sliding door? So you'd be like right about to do a punchline, and then there'd be like that door that would close. Yeah. That was a fun room, though. I really liked work. It was always so much fun. So insane too.
It was a tight room, low ceilings.
Yeah.
And it was very nice.
It was a literal basement. You know how comics are always like, "Oh, you guys are all here in a basement tonight." Like it really was a basement.
But it was nice. It was like a panoramic, like straight ahead, and then around you a little bit, and it was low ceiling. So
yeah.
Good acoustics for us. Just the only thing was a sliding door.
Right.
That's it. Just the big wooden, because there was some kind of a, I don't know, storage facility with a big wooden whoosh. What are you gonna do? But good times. We're all grown up now. We're grown up seasoned comedians now. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Is anybody even a comic anymore? Like I was talking to a friend of mine, like our first gig back, if comedy ever comes back, like I was thinking, I don't even remember my set. I don't remember so much, maybe it's like riding back. Who knows? I know that, they say it takes, what is it? Like 10 years to get good and 2 weeks to get horrible. So
wow.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm already planning for it. I'm already preparing some warm-up shows. I know, because you remember I used to do bar shows back in the day. I did a lot of them, and you did quite a few of them. I reached out to a couple, and I'm reaching out to more bars and restaurants because they're going to need help, because of the loss of wages, loss of monies. So I'm volunteering my comedy services to some of these places to have like a big startup for them to kick it off with a comedy show. I volunteered. I got a couple other comedians, and it's totally free, but we'll get paid in beer and buffalo wings, and it's good for them, get a little pickup in the business, and it's good for us to knock the rust off.
Absolutely.
So you know what I'm saying? Because I'm really worried about that too. Big concern.
Yeah.
Big concern. So yeah. Have you done any Zoom shows?
I've done one, and it was in March, so it was like when it was kind of just starting, and I did not like it. That said, I have a couple scheduled for this month, so I'm trying to adjust to if this is how it has to be for now. I'm willing to open my mind, but I'm kind of, I guess, old school where I just feel like if you got something to say, like do it this way, do it on a podcast. I just feel there's something that you can't get from you need a live audience. You need that energy, that relationship back and forth. So
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I did two. I did my second one just the other night.
How was it?
And well, okay, so this is what I'm realizing. Okay, so the first one, I was nervous, and I just went off with a bang, and I felt it. I was rocking.
Yeah.
But then I was in space. I'm floating because I don't feel anything.
Right.
I'm not feeling anything. And about 3, 4, 5 jokes in, are they hitting? They kind of didn't sound right. Did it miss?
Yeah.
All I can do is keep going. And that's all I can do was keep going. And then it got to the point where I was getting the light. But then that's another thing. I'm doing some new material, obviously Corona material, and I don't know the timing. I don't have so I technically ran the light. You know what I'm saying? If you're on stage and you get the light, you got the rhythm, you can, it doesn't matter. You're good, but there's no rhythm. I was floating, and no feeling, and all I did was finish. And so I was like empty.
I think it's just a learning curve for all of us. It's just kind of, I'm trying to look at it like it's a temporary thing. And, if people like it, great, then hey, let's try to figure it out. But I think the general consensus is this is okay for now. It's better than nothing, but it's really can't replace live stand-up.
No.
I mean, think of how much time as a comedian that you have to put in to get good, like all those years of going out and doing, midnight spots and really like paying your dues and hustling. And there's a reason that we do that. It's because there's a relationship there. There's a connection with the audience. And it's just Zoom shows. I don't have time to look down at the comments and like, oh, she sucks. Or like, I don't want to, what I mean? Nobody needs that.
I mean, it's, and you're looking for something that's supposed to be there. Even if you bomb a joke, you still have the reaction to adapt and react to.
Right.
But there's nothing. And like I said, I'm just floating in space and I'm like waiting for something that's not there. And all I can do is keep moving forward. And I didn't like that. So I didn't volunteer for any more. But then someone reached out that it's for charity somewhere in Colorado, raising money.
That's fine,
So I did it the other night. So I figured, all right, let me change it up. And I made the jokes tighter. So I figured, let me make them tighter. Pop, pop, pop next. Pop, pop, pop. Just tighten it. And the tightening worked. It felt better. What I hated is now I just found something else to hate about it. Was in the beginning. It was like I just turned on the Zoom. Everybody's there. We're all checked in. We can see each other. And I'm just sitting there. I'm in my head. And then somebody was like, Pudge, why you look so sad? And I'm like, oh, you're watching me. Okay. I'm sad.
You have to watch all the comics before you.
And I was like, you know why I'm sad? Because usually before I get on, I'm in the green room. and we have a green room where we can just be set. You know, first of all, we're all emotionally messed up anyway, so we're before a set. We have the option. We can be in the green room and be in our head.
Right.
We can bullshit. We can bullshit with each other. If our friend is on, yo, let me go watch my boy. Let me go watch my girl. You know, we can,
Right.
we can just, you know, disappear or just, we have, in Zoom, there's no option. You just watch each other.
With the face like that.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there. It's like, yeah. And they're watching me and I'm like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm kind of in my own head.
Yeah, yeah.
And and because you're there, you're automatically part of the audience, especially if there isn't a big pull on Zoom.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's just the comics.
Yes. So I'm like, really? You want me to laugh? You want me to listen? I'm like, I'm too busy in my head and trying to get this shit right. I'm not gonna. And if you sound that bad, what the fuck am I gonna sound like? So. So yeah, I found something else not to like about it. I did it. It happens to be a contest, and I hope I lose. I don't know, because I really don't want to.
Because then you have to go to the next round and the next round. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm good. I mean, somebody else sent me an invite. That was like, Pudge, it's a free show, 7-minute set. I'm like, I pass. Unless it's charity, or if there's money involved, then maybe, you know. But I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, how long do you think until stand-up comes back? Because I've heard different estimates. I've heard some people say, hey, in a few months. I've heard some people say 6 months. I don't know.
I think they're going to come back first in the bars, because I think bars and restaurants are going to open up first. So there might be an independent boom first, which is I'm trying to gravitate to and try to, you know, knock the rust off. The clubs might be late August. I think the clubs might wait till September.
Wow. I see that's encouraging if that's the case, because I would have assumed, you know, even later, because some people are just, you know.
Maybe later. Well, here's the thing. And this in New York City, especially August is a bust.
Yeah, August is
for
New York comedy,
yeah, because
unless you go to the Fringe or something like that, but
yeah, August.
The Fringe is canceled. The Edinburgh Fringe is canceled this year too. I mean, everything is. I guess it's not surprising.
Yeah, but in New York City, tourism is the only thing keeping, usually under normal circumstances, the only thing sustaining us. Because Broadway's down, Uber, because I drive Uber, so August is the toughest month because everyone's gone. So in September, usually everyone comes back with the tourists, and that's when things pop off right into Christmas. So I don't think they will take a chance in August. They might wait till September, because once school starts, that's more of official locked in and loaded, you know? I don't know. I might be wrong.
School, that's another thing. Like I got sent this survey from my kid's school that said, in the fall, are you comfortable with your child coming 3 times a week? And I'm like, every day. I'm comfortable with my child coming every day. I can't take this shit. Yeah.
So yeah,
I think they're playing around with the models, because I don't think online learning, remote learning, I don't think it's really an effective way to learn. I think it's, at least for my kids, it hasn't been great. I think for older kids, maybe my youngest is 12, and you know, he needs to be in a classroom. He needs to be with teachers. Yeah. He needs to raise his hand. He needs to hear other kids. Like there's a whole, and also like, it's hard to, like, we're not all teachers. Like I don't have the patience. Somebody's going to die. Right. And, I understand we have to be safe and everything, but I'm hoping that, you know, things get better, and that, whether it's a vaccine or something to allow some sort of,
I heard,
just something. Yeah. You know? I was
at my sister-in-law's, and I was talking to my nephews, and there was like, they said the same thing. They're talking about 3 days on in school, 3 days 2 days at home.
There's like 2 different models. There's either like a full week and then a full week off, which I don't like because I like the full week there, but I what the fuck am I going to do with them for, you know, I have stuff, I have a day job, you know, that would be very difficult. So if they can't do full time, I think the 3 days on, 2 days off, or reverse, or whatever that is a better option, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm happy my kids are grown, because I don't want to be, I wouldn't want to be in that mess with you guys. I'm like, holy shit, you know. And how much? Yeah, like you said, how much more do you appreciate teachers now?
Can we take all the cops' salaries and give them to teachers?
I'm actually I wrote a bit about that. How come next year, when you go to parent teacher conference, you will be handing her an envelope. You know, like the Italians do at a wedding. Hey, this is for you. This is for you. You did good. You did good.
Keep them out my
for
house.
you.
Keep them out
He
my
goes,
house.
this is for you. Yeah. You know, go. There's a little something. Here's a little something for you. This is good. My Johnny knows Spanish now. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm telling you, teachers are now going to be like, you know, I think they're going to get a little more respect, because it's hard.
I always respected teachers. My mom was a teacher. My aunt was a teacher. I know like how hard it can be, but damn, now that I've been homeschooling myself, whew, yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, my nephew came over with some homework, and I wanted to, you know, choke somebody. That new math is bullshit. But that's a whole other story.
They already know, like, I can't help with math. Like, mommy's stupid. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. I could do it. My son had he's doing a virtual graduation. He's graduating 12th grade on next Friday, and he just made it by the wire. He had one assignment for this global class that he didn't do, and the teacher's like, if you don't do this, you can't pass the course. So he had to do like this whole thing on the Cuban Missile Crisis, and he's like halfway through his research, and he's writing. He's like, I'm never gonna have to know this anyway. I'm like, you have to graduate, so you have to know it now, so that you can then, you know. But it's crazy. This.
Oh, so he's a senior. He's graduating a senior.
Yeah.
Yo, how much these kids lose, man? Especially the height. No prom, no senior trip. I mean,
yeah, it's been hard. I mean, the older one has he's a little more like okay with it, surprisingly. Like, I would have been devastated if I couldn't have had my high school graduation was such a big deal to me. But for him, he's really okay with it. He's more, you know, it's harder on the younger one, who's like very social and has a lot of friends. Like, he's missed so many of his friends, and but you know, it's a small price to pay. We got to stay safe, and we got to do whatever we have to, you know.
It's an awakening. It's an awakening for everybody. I think everyone should be walking away with a little something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and you know, and the younger kids, I think, you know, probably your son, the high school kids are definitely gonna, you know, they're gonna take this with them into their, you know, the rest of their lives. Like, holy shit, I saw what happened to mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? So I think something positive will come out of this.
Yeah, no, this whole generation, I was telling my son, like, man, they've had it. Like, him and all his friends were born like right around or right after 9/11. Then there's like, you know, fucking Trump, which is like historically the worst president ever. Then you have the pandemic. Then you have the, you know, demanding for change and police brutality. It's like all this wave of change.
It's the Generation X.
Like, maybe it's a good thing, you know? Maybe
Generation X. It's X's, right? Xers?
Dumbasses. I don't know. No, we're probably Gen X. Gen X is like 40s.
I saw your post. We're latchkey generation. Yeah. That's us. We're latchkeys.
Yeah. My I walked home from school by myself in first grade. My best friends lived with her grandmother because her mother was like an alcoholic, so she'd have to come home and like clean up her mom's throw up in second grade. And that was just like part of the regular day. Yeah. You know, and these little baby bitches we have today.
Yeah, I tell them the story. It's like my mother had a babysitter.
I cooked dinner in second grade.
I started cooking. Yeah, I started cooking around third or fourth.
It was cereal, but whatever, it was dinner.
But we fended. We opened the fridge and we said, I'm doing something, and we did it.
Yeah.
Second grade, I told my mother, And this is how smart I was, or how stupid she was. I convinced her. I was like, "Ma, you want it?" Because she was a single mom at the time. It was just me and her, so things were tight. So I was like, "Ma, you want to save money? So you want to save money? No more babysitting. I can do it myself. So let me go home by myself. I don't like this shit." And she's like, "Oh, mira, I can save money. Okay, yeah." And that's how I convinced her.
That's
And that was
great.
it. Second grade, it was a wrap. And second grade, going home, staying home, whatever, with TV, jelly sandwiches, cereal. Fourth grade, I was taking a train by the fourth grade.
Wow. Well, because you grew up in the city?
Queens.
In Queens. Okay.
Yeah, fourth grade, I was taking a train. Fifth grade, taking a train. It was just the norm.
Yeah. No, I think I definitely think like city kids of all generations are a little like savvier with some things. You know, I had a client a long time ago who CEO of like a big company said if he was interviewing two people, like two kids out of college, right? And they were both equally qualified, same job, same grades, same everything. If it really came down to the wire, he would ask, where did you grow up? And the kid that grew up in the suburbs versus the kid that grew up in the city, he picked the city kid all the time. Because
Smart.
there's just something about them that they're just a little more like
Savvier.
they know, you know, yeah, stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's that savvy, it's that street, it's that edge. I mean, I look back, and I think you were saying about this generation, they definitely lost the edge. Because I was telling my son, you need to hustle. Do you know what hustling is? Do you know what grind? You know, I'm like, yo, we were in elementary school, and if we wanted money, we were like, yo, how are we going to make money? I don't know how it came about. I still, to this day, but we were hustling. And if it was winter time, we would shovel snow.
There was always that kid that would like steal lemon heads and then try to resell them at school. Did you have one?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we were in my.
No, I'm kidding.
I remember one time, it's again, second, third grade, maybe fourth. We're playing outside. Remember that? You know, we just play anywhere. It was the parking lot behind the AAA. AAA. It was just the parking lot, and there's a dumpster, which if you're a kid, awesome. Dumpsters are awesome. So we dove in because we're fucking stupid, and they had thrown away maps.
Oh wow!
They just threw away a bunch of maps, and we were like, oh shit, let's try to sell them. We went door to door selling maps for $1.
That's the hustle. Yeah.
Don't ask me what those maps were, because couldn't even read them. We had no idea what the map was. It could have been Ohio.
Yeah.
But we were like, hey, sir, you don't want to get lost, right? Gotta have a map.
You didn't get like kidnapped or something, like some pedophile got you or something.
No, that was our generation. We were learning, don't take candy from a stranger.
My sister, when she was she was in high school, and some friend's mom was selling Avon, and back then they were door to door, and my sister would go door to door and like 16, 17 on the weekends and try to sell Avon, which I would be horrified if my kid, like, I'd be so scared. There's so many crazy people, but yeah, back then people went door to door. All that.
As a matter of fact, even I went to a Catholic school. Even they had us fucking going door to door selling chocolate.
Wow.
Remember that shit? So even the Catholics, then go ahead, don't worry about it. Just get to make the money.
Now they pimp the kids out with magazines. Like my kids, like all my friends like get so annoyed. So many comics. I probably hit you up on Facebook. I was like, buy this magazine. Like they get, whoever gets the most magazines gets a pizza party. So we like really get on it. And I have a friend that's like, can I just buy him a pizza? Like, I don't want this shit. I don't want to read this shit. Yeah,
just buy him the pie.
Yeah.
It's a scam anyway.
Totally.
It's a scam. By the time I got to the 5th grade, I'm like, I'm not doing this shit no more. I figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't know where the money's going, but it ain't coming in my pocket. And I sell $100 worth of shit, and I get to pick from page 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Yeah, like a baseball card or something.
Yeah, it's a piece of plastic. Okay, I sold $100 of good for a fucking $10 piece of plastic plane and shit. It's bullshit, but it was different. And the kids today, my son's 22.
Wow.
And one of the things I've been talking to him about a lot, at least for the past 5-6 years, I'm like, dude, you gonna get your license?
Oh my
Dude,
God, Pudge, don't even
drive?
talk about. I'm not gonna say how old I am, but I don't have a driver's license. I wish I had my driver's license. When I was 16, I took the test and I backed up over all the cones at the start of the test, and the driver looked at, and I looked at my teacher, and I was like, "Is this over? Is this done?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's a wrap."
Huh?
So I never got it. And I was like, "I'm moving to New York City. I'm not going to need a car." And I've been here for 25 years, and I have to bum rides every time I go home, every time I go back, to see my family. Whenever we go on vacation, it's a real pain in the ass.
Wow, I
But
didn't
I'm
know.
gonna do it. Every year right before my birthday, I'm gonna get my driver's license, and then something else comes up. So, but I'm gonna do it. I want to do it before my son, because my son wants to get his, and I was like, "Oh, we could take driver's ed together," and he was like, "No." So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing about New York. You really don't need it, but and that's what my son says, and that's the whole thing with, like, I don't know, growing up in New York, a car meant freedom, and a
Well,
car
because you
meant
lived in Queens, so that,
yeah,
right? Yeah. Because if you're in Manhattan, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like
yeah,
you have
it's
to have
different.
everywhere
No,
to park,
definitely,
and it's such a pain in the ass.
right.
And now we're so lucky because there's Ubers, and you just jump in. It's so accessible. That's one of the greatest things about the city. It's so easy to get around.
That's the thing, and that's what my son says. He goes, Dad, I got the bus, I got the train, I got Uber, I got Lyft. What do I need to drive for? I'm like, dude, just in case.
It's a good skill
Trust.
to have. Yeah, he'll
I,
if he goes on vacation or something, he'll want it. It's a good skill.
Yeah, but it's just weird because I even offered him my old truck at one point, and he was like, "Nah." I'm like, "Yo, back in my day, we were killing to drive.
Yeah.
We were fiending 14, 15, 16. We started. We couldn't wait, and we couldn't wait to have a car because it meant freedom. It meant girls. It meant sex. It meant everything. It was just a package deal."
So how does he
And my son,
do now? How does he get around?
he's a public bus, train. He's cool. He walks, bus, train. He's like totally cool. I mean, he goes to college when it was open, and it was like 2 bus rides, and he's just totally chill. I mean, he's just kind of laid back, but he's getting it. I'm telling him right now is the best time because everything's gonna open up.
Yeah.
So start studying now for your permit, and as soon as DMV opens up, you run over there, take the test, and then you can start taking lessons.
Let's see. Let's have a contest. Me and your son. Me and your
Okay.
23-year-old son. Let's see who does it first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling him, like, dude, you got to get a car, and the fact that we might be moving, so we are going to be moving. That's a fact. We just don't know where. So I'm like, dude, because we grew up in Queens, and everywhere we lived in a small vicinity within family and within mass transportation.
Yeah.
All our lives. So, but now wherever we move, there might not be mass transportation. I don't know. It might be upstate. It might be Long Island. It might be New Jersey. Why do you want to
move? You just want like a change, or COVID?
It's not. It's a combination of change, yeah, and it's also a eviction type of thing.
I love that that's the last thing. So I'm thinking of maybe moving. I've never thrown my shit outside, and I haven't paid them in 2 years. But we might be moving. Oh my God, that's well, good. Go find a better place. Maybe this is a change, positive change.
Oh, it is a positive change. Yeah. Huh?
That's
no,
hilarious.
It happened. It was a wrap. As a matter of fact, COVID extended it. We were supposed to leave June 1st.
Yeah.
So now it got extended, and we don't know how much longer. So the landlords got fucked. Actually, they fucked themselves, and they deserve it.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I didn't tell you the best part.
Yeah.
Guess who the landlords are?
Al Martin from Broadway Comedy Club?
No, my landlord. No. Mom and dad, my parents, technically.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. So wait, who are your
So yeah,
parents?
my parents.
Oh God! Wait, your parents, your own parents evicted you. Oh, so that is there? Are you in therapy? Like, what's happening
Okay,
there?
girl. Remember in the beginning when I said,
Girl, this is a real girl.
remember when I said me and wifey are good?
Yes.
That's around the time. That was the incident that got us kicked out, kind of, sort of.
Wait, your parents aren't happy that you and wifey are good?
No, there's a long history. It's a big history. Uh, long history, and we're right. Basically, right now we're at war.
Oh
Uh,
no, sorry to hear that.
yeah, yeah. I've been kicked out of the family and kicked out of the inheritance. So
Shit.
yeah,
What
and
the hell
evicted.
did you do? Can you tell me? This has got to be good.
All right. I'll go fast. I don't want okay. Remember back in the day when we used to, I used to like talk shit about my wife, like every husband. My wife is crazy. Turns out she was. Um, what happened? Okay, so once upon a time, the shit hit the fan, and she went off on both of my sisters. One verbally, one physically.
Ooh.
She got arrested,
Oh
and she
shit.
had to. Yeah, and she got kicked out of the house. So I got left behind with the kids. So she was crazy. She got kicked out. Then she got unemployed, and then I got unemployed. By the way, I was an alcoholic. I turned into I was a good drinker. I was a great drinker, but I went deeper and deeper and deeper. We were separated. We were both unemployed. Things were going crazy, and I'm still being a comic.
How long have you had it? How long has it been since you drank?
3 years I've been dry.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
That's no
Yeah.
small achievement.
Thanks.
Congrats on that.
So what happened? Oh, my daughter was in high school and she got ill. Long story, she has mental illness. So she developed schizophrenia.
Your daughter? Or
Audio. My daughter.
okay.
My daughter got schizophrenia. She hears a voice. Very, very difficult on us. It was probably like the worst, the most hurtful, painful as a parent. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, my alcoholism shoots through the roof trying to get through this shit. My daughter came out great. She's fine. She's doing good. So she's on the other end. She's fine. But along the while, my mother-in-law says, "Hey, by the way, oh my God, I have a brother in Colombia that's schizophrenic too. Mental illness." And I'm like, "Really?"
Genetic.
And the doctor says, "Oh yeah, mental illness sometimes runs in the family." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "I think we have another one, doc." And so I turned to my wife. I'm like, "Sweetheart, there might be a chance." And she's like, she was in complete denial. So she wasn't having it for shit.
It's really hard. It's your child, and it's you don't want to think, but ultimately we
Yeah.
just have to accept them. Whatever it is they end up being, we just have to accept them and roll with it.
No, yeah, my daughter was fine. It was my wife accepting herself that she might have something.
Yeah.
So
I know I'm crazy, so fine.
So she was in denial. My daughter was getting better. It was a long road, but she was getting better. Wife stayed crazy. I kept drinking. I eventually got therapy. I had a false heart attack that wasn't. Went to the doctor. They sent me to therapy. Therapy said I had a drinking problem. It took 2 years of convincing, and then I checked into the VA to not a rehab. Well, first I did the clinic, whatever, the 3 or 4 hours where they gotta study me. It's like a lockdown intake. And then from the intake, they sent me up to a 2-3 month outpatient rehab, and then to therapy group and anger management. So I had a lot inside me. Yeah.
No, but that's it's good to hear stories like that because, everybody's always going through something. And we, look at other people's lives and whatever they're posting. And, you know, I do it all the time. Like I'm having a major struggle right now with one of my kids also, similar. And sometimes I think, oh, what did I do wrong? Or like, what? And then I look at everybody, I'm like, everybody else seems to have this like perfect family, like not even like a nuclear family, like mother, father, but just like perfect. And like, I feel like the kids are good. And, you know, I'm reading this book right now, and it's like basically like, you know, everything you do as much as you can, and then things are just the way they are. There's like genetics, there's environmental factors that you can't control. There's like, you know, being a parent in this age is so hard because our kids can see anything. Like if I wanted to see a rated R movie, I had to go through a lot of shit. Like I had to sneak
the struggle.
I had to do that. Like they can, it's in their pocket. They can see anything. And it's just like, whatever. I don't want to sound like the grumpy old lady who's complaining about technology, because technology is great in so many ways, but it fucks things up. And there's more and more depression rates. There's more kids. And my kids, like Jen, whatever this is, like, you know, the kids that are teenagers now, it's a very highly depressed group. They're doing all kinds of shit, like cutting themselves and things that were not like, I didn't know anybody that did. I'm not saying, I know that it happened. And I have friends my age that told me they used to cut themselves. It was unheard of when I was in high school, unheard of. But it's almost like, not saying it's a fad, but it's like they know that that's an option, and maybe that helps you deal with your stress or your pain. So they do it, and they know that it's an option because everything's accessible to them.
It's weird.
Everything.
Yeah, I think it's because of social media and technology. There's more. It's like it's a you know, their brains are computers, and they're being fed from a computer, and all that shit is going into their heads. And yes, they're coming out a little weird, a little more laid back. Like I was saying, you know, my son isn't as street savvy as I used to be. He's in a, you know, he does spend a lot more time on the computer, and it's a little weird. And what they're absorbing is scary. You know, technology is awesome, but the flip side, it can be very, very scary. And like you were saying before about, you know, seeing other families, and, you know, it gets on your nerve because you think you're the only one going through shit. And I never said anything. I mean, just now, this year, right now, because of this corona, I'm doing these videos. You're like one of the third or fourth person I've told, because I didn't share my alcoholism. I didn't put it out there.
You know what I was going to say, Pudge? I was like, that is like, just your quick overview was such a like compelling. I was like, I want to know more. You should do a storytelling thing. Like you should do, listen to, I did the podcast, the Risk podcast with Kevin Allison, and it's like all these people with like, they have different themes. And so I was on the theme of like high stakes, because one time I punched a flight attendant and I almost went to jail, and I was on the no-fly list for like 6 months. Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
So and I had been like bottling this story up, and it was one of the most significant things. Like I was scared shitless. I was facing jail time. I was facing 6 months of jail.
That's a felony.
Terrified. Yeah. And I was
in the air.
No, we weren't in the air, and that's why I didn't go to jail, because we were still on.
Okay. Wow.
But it was like really crazy, and I would tell the story over the years, and people would like laugh, and it's funny, but it's also like there was something deeper there. There was like I was so angry for a lot of reasons, and this flight attendant just was like the last trigger. You know, it wasn't her. It's never about the situation you're in. It's never about that.
Nope.
It's something else. And so anyway, the point is like doing that show, that Risk. I did the live show, and I was on the podcast telling that story, and it was so good for me. Like I spent a good month or two preparing that, and it just felt so good to get it out. Like it's a different muscle than stand up, because you're telling a long story. But you know, I think more and more families than we know struggle with someone with mental illness, and when it's your child, it's really hard. And when you know, I always joke around like, I'm so proud of myself that I'm not an alcoholic, because I should be drinking every single day based on all the insanity. Like I've had you know, a pending divorce. I have like a kid
Oh,
that's
shit.
like, graduating this week, and I have, you know, all kinds of stuff. But it's other people need to hear it, and
Yeah, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. This is why all this is, I'm leading into a podcast, hopefully in the fall. This is all the startup. I'm technologically stupid. So I'm starting small. I just got a laptop. I'm doing all these interviews, but I'm getting like, well, this is my open mic warm up to learning technology and social media and doing everything that I didn't do my first 14 years of comedy. You know, you do the writing, you do the stage and all that shit, but I didn't do this. So I'm working it now, and it's very therapeutic. And I'll beg people, I'll tell people, go see a therapist, because that's the most helpful when you're getting it out. And I've recovered so much in so many ways, and now I want to share. I'm ready to share. I didn't believe about putting that shit out there when I was hurting, because
course,
I didn't.
you're in it.
I didn't want sympathy. I didn't want empathy. I'm like, let me wait till I'm fixed. I'd rather talk about it when I'm fixed, because I'd be more helpful. You know, I'd be more helpful to people. And you're right. It's a great story. I didn't even get up to the cancer yet. Wait till that comes. That. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's more. There's more. So I got out of my rehab. I graduated. I'm dry. I'm doing good. So what happens? Wifey, she sees me better. She saw me. I hate the word change, but evolve, because that's what we do. We evolve. When we learn, we evolve. Like a little Pokemon. We get better, bigger, and better. And she saw me evolve, and now she was getting a little curious. And one of my doctors invited her to come to the VA. Thank God for him. He spoke to her. She broke down. He helped her get a therapist. She saw a therapist. The therapist sent her to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist diagnosed her and gave her medicine.
Wow.
And I don't know the medical term exactly, but one of the side effects is bipolar-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Because she would.
By the way, bipolar sounds so scary. Like, I used to have jokes about it. It's what it is. It's basically just you have your swing of emotions. Just there's not much middle ground. That's all.
Yes. And huge swing.
And it's
She was Babe Ruth swing. Babe Ruth, like, I'm telling you, tried to take out my sister, but that's another story. But she got the medicine, and it was like, I swear to God, it was like, oh shit. It was not that it was a different person, but now she was the best version.
Oh, no, I was so anxiety ridden and so stressed for a while that my boyfriend, we had been together about a year at that point, and he said to me, he's like, you know, it's not a stigma. If you want to take something, like, try it. Like, the worst that can happen is you don't like it. And I was so scared as a comic that I'm going to lose my edge, or I'm going to suddenly become boring. And so many comics have that fear, by the way, because I've talked to tons of female comics that are like, I don't want to be boring. I went to my doctor and I broke down crying, and I'm like, I'm stressed every day. I don't know how to change it right now. So I need to learn how to be able to function in this, because I can't change it at this moment. And so she gave me like a low dose of something for like anxiety. It's like it's Lexapro, so it's technically an antidepressant. Okay. And it's changed my life. Like, I'm not always happy. I'm still a regular person that experiences regular emotions, but I feel like I don't fly off the handle. Things that made me lose my shit, I still lose it, but I don't lose it as much. And
my wife, we still fight, we still argue, but it's not even near what it was before. Yeah, we used to skyrocket. Now and then wow, it's different. And speaking as an alcoholic, it's the difference of, I used to see things from inside the bottle, and now I'm outside the bottle, and everything's more clearer. Yeah. So there is, and I'm, I didn't lose the edge. Nobody, it's just a fear naturally we have, but yeah, just a little therapy, maybe a little medicine. It doesn't hurt to try, and in most cases it works. Crap. All right, I lost Kyle. Shit. I hate fucking technology. Days like this, I hate technology. We were knee deep in some good shit. No. All right. We lost Kyle. Kyle, if you're there, just jump back on. Jump back on. Yeah, this is the shitty part. I can't wait to do a fucking podcast. It's the shitty part about doing live. Sometimes I don't know if there's a storm outside, if there's a bad reception, we lose. It's under my name now. Oh, okay, whatever. Just chime in. Chime in. Just here we go. Let me in. I'm letting you in. All right, there she goes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
My battery died. I know we were getting so heavy, and I was
yes.
Yeah. So you were telling me that you were seeing things inside the bottle, and now you're outside.
Yeah. So for me, it was alcohol, and I had this conversation with my wife. Like, we both had a mental illness. Hers was more organic because it's within the brain and chemicals. Mine was self-induced. Mm-hmm. But at the end, we both needed therapy. We both needed some kind of a medicine to get out of it and see more clearly and evolve.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, she got better, and I saw her better. And at that particular time, her sister, where she was living, was giving up her apartment. So wifey had to move, find a place of her own. She couldn't find a place. She had already been 7, 8 years separated from me and the kids, especially my daughter.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I remember you guys were at least
separated but together. It was weird. So I saw her better. She needs my daughter. My daughter needs her. They have a bond like nobody else.
Yeah.
I love me and my daughter. We're great, but there's something special between them that I just can't. You know what I'm saying? So I told wifey, listen, just move in. Let's test the waters. My daughter needs you. I need you. Let's just see what happens. So this was 2018. We got to December, and it was like 4, 5, 6 months, and we were like, holy shit, we're doing good. What's the next step? This is awkward, but this is cool. Where are we going with this? Oh, my God. And she's like, let's just move out. Let's find a place of our own. Let's be a family again. So I'm like, yeah, let's rock and roll. So here comes January 2009. I wake up one morning with a text message from my stepfather and so many words, get the fuck out. We know we know your wife is there, because I didn't tell nobody. That was my risk, because I already knew that they weren't be receptive to it. So I took a chance. That's another story.
Did she beat one of them up or something?
Yeah, there was an altercation 8 years ago, 8 years before.
Okay.
And there's in 8 years, I mean, she got banished. So, anyway. So yeah, we got the text message, get the fuck out. And then a week later, she was diagnosed with cancer. No, in so many words. Anyway, a week later, she got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh man.
Of the thyroid. So 2019 was spent her going to the hospital and having surgeries and recovering, and me going to eviction court. So
I think 2020's been great.
Yeah, awesome. Oh no, it gets better. She recovers. She's doing great. We settle in eviction court. Then she gets a job. And then this February, I got sick. I got Bell's palsy.
What's that?
Partial paralyzation of the face. You want to talk about a comedian being fucking scared shitless. Picture half your face not working.
So you look good now.
Yeah, I recovered. I'm good. But back in February, I was like this. It's like this. Yeah, it's some weird shit. So a lot of comedians like yourself are like, yeah, I haven't performed since February. I'm like, I haven't performed since February. You haven't performed since March. I haven't performed since February. So I'm in a little bit colder. So yeah, that's the catch up to my story. That's where we are. So we're good. The four of us are good.
That's so great to hear.
It's just the rest. Everyone else is in my sniper rifle range. I'm gonna, that's I don't.
Oh man.
But I'm glad to hear. Wow, so you're still taking the Lexi?
Yeah, I am. It's been really. I don't want to say life changing, because I feel like in so many ways it hasn't really.
See, I hate the word change.
A lot.
See, I hate the word change. Evolved. You evolved. you
I think I
evolve.
found a better way to cope because I was trying to, you know, I always go between like, sometimes I feel I'm in general very grateful and happy even when things are hard. I love my family. I love, you know, what I do. But sometimes shit is so difficult with the kids. My kids are like teenagers now, and it's really hard. It's not cute. It's really it's really really a struggle. And I have a kid that is, one of my children is struggling with mental illness also, and it's very hard. It's very hard because
Listen,
you know, I want to support, and I try to be very open and empathetic, but a lot of times it just makes me so mad. Like some of the stuff that they do, it just fucking pisses me off, and I think it's like it's selfish, and it makes me angry, and it's like, no, like I really try to dial back and have empathy. Like, how can I help? Because there's that saying you probably know from like AA, they say hurt people hurt people. And so
yes,
anytime
yes, yes, yes.
kids are just
Yeah,
difficult, I'm like, okay, they're really hurting inside, because if you feel good, you don't treat people like shit, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I try to remember that, but like, unfortunately my instincts are always like, fuck you, you know? And I'm just,
Yeah.
so the Lexapro has, and I'm not advocating that a pill solves problems for by any stretch, but I think that my anxiety was so through the roof, and it was all circumstantial. It wasn't like a chemical, like I know that there's like chemical depression. There's things that like you're the way, and then there's things that we're supposed to be sad about, like your dog died. You're supposed to be sad. Like you don't need to. But I was feeling so, not depressed, but so angry, sad, anxiety ridden on a daily basis for like a good 2 years, that I was like, this has got to stop. I don't know what to do. I don't smoke weed. I don't like, I drink, but I don't, that doesn't really, it didn't help me for 45 minutes. I'd feel, and then I'd be back to, so I just felt like I need something. And like I said, my biggest fear was, would it affect my comedy? And I don't think it did at all.
No, that's just a fear. That's just a fear. You know, I mean, talk about affecting comedy. This whole story I told you, I'm still trying to be a comedian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talk about affecting comedy.
It's a
and
lifelong hustle, you know?
It's and funny you were saying in the beginning, like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. One of the reasons was probably because I was somewhere, you know, I never stopped. I never quit. But I got thrown in a lot of directions, and I was.
You gotta take care of, like, you gotta take care of your own shit first. You know? And if that means taking some time off, you'll come back better than ever, because, you know, we know so many. I know so many comics that are just fucking miserable. You know, they're very funny and they're great professionals, but they're fucking miserable. And if you don't take care of yourself, like this business is brutal. It's not. I
feel stronger because like I said, I never quit, but I slowed down so much that actually it helped me with my writing. It kind of sparked some other stuff. So I have more to, you know, so it does help. And you see things more clearly. And I have objectives now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in more control. I have more command. So yeah, definitely. I would never say stop, but definitely a slowdown isn't a bad thing. Reconsolidate, reorganize, you know.
Don't you think this COVID thing's the kind of cool thing is, like, the first week, I remember I had a show booked the Friday before everything kind of got crazy, and the club had called and said, hey, are you comfortable coming in? And I was like, I was like, I don't know. I was like, is this a way for me to kind of like get off, you know, and I could just not have to, you know, I was tired. And so I ended up going home. And then when everything closed, it was like the first week was kind of like, this is nice. Like, I don't have to you know, write anything. I don't have to put on makeup. And then like week 2, I was like getting antsy. And now I'm just like, okay. You know?
just sit and wait. Just sit and wait.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm focusing everything on the technology and content. And I have a YouTube channel and I'm doing all this. And I'm trying to play catch up and trying to use my time, you know, not lose my edge, you know, totally. The brain is still working and I got I don't have shows, but I have these shows. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just using time wisely and getting ready.
And you have a great story. Like, I really would love to hear, hear you develop it.
Oh no, absolutely. It's coming. It's coming. And in some way, shape, or form, it's coming. I'm actually, like I said, I feel like I'm in a war. So I'm in that war state. So before I talk about the healing, I got to take some people out, because this is not I was in the Army, right? So that's yeah.
Who are you ready to take out, Pudge?
There's some family members need to be taken out. Yeah.
You do teenagers?
Huh?
Do you do teenagers? Can I give you? I have
No, listen, and I totally understand, and I feel your pain. Right, like I said, right now we're good. We are so good, the four of us, but we weren't good years ago. And when my son was in high school, my son cut us off. My son detached himself from me and his mother and his sister, and he was smoking weed, and he was failing, and he didn't give a shit, So yeah, I've been there, and he graduated by the skin of his teeth, and right now he's in community college. He wants to be an actor. He's taking theater.
That's great.
So and we're good. The four of us are good, and that's all I need.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think healthy mental health and being happy is, who cares if he's going to college, it's great. College is still college. You don't have to go.
Yes. Believe me, he's doing great. We couldn't be prouder. So what I can tell you is everything will work out eventually.
That's what people keep telling me. Like, my daughter's going to be 15, and everyone's like, oh, no, girls are really hard until, like, 18, 19. I'm like, that's a long fucking time you're asking me to hold on. I can't do this. It's tough.
I know.
Especially See, you remember when they were, like, little and sweet, and, like, I have all these pictures of her and I together, and she'd always be, like, next to me, and now it's like I can't even. Every time I go in a room, she's like, what?
Yeah. Don't worry. You'll come out the other end. It just takes time. Because not only are they growing, but we're growing too. We never stop. I've come to that. We never stop growing. It's like comedians. You never stop learning the craft. We never stop learning the craft of being a human being. We never stop. We continue to grow. We continue to learn, and we continue to evolve.
Yeah.
So we're just evolving differently between our teenage kids, and it doesn't. But it'll hit. It'll hit. Listen, have you done these IG lives before?
Yes.
Okay, because there's like a time limit, and I know the clock's gonna hit.
Get out of here.
The clock's gonna hit anytime. So listen.
But it was so good to see you and catch up with you, and I'm glad to see how great you're doing. I mean, I really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are you going to therapy, by the way?
You know what? I was going to therapy, and I stopped, and I should start up again. So
yes, please.
Thanks for the reminder.
Please, no, because I tell my wife too. No, the medicine is great.
Like, listen, Kyle, you a crazy ass bitch. Get some. I get it.
I'm just saying, I've just been through it, and I think the medicine is beautiful.
Amazing. No, it's very important. It's very important.
I think one is 60, one is 40. You know what I'm saying? One can put you but put them together, and anyway, holy shit, there's the clock. 20 seconds on the clock. Kyle.
Good luck in your new place.
Gracias.
Pack up.
It'll be a while. I'm not going anywhere soon, but we'll stay in touch. I'll hit you up.
Please do.
As a matter of fact, I'll be hitting you up. I might be in the city soon.
All right, sounds good. Feliz
All right.
Papa.
Gracias, señorita. Be good.
See you later.
Here's your pills, baby.